It is Saturday, August, what are we today, 6th, 5th or 6th, here in 2022, one of those
like
two.
That, yeah. It must be the 6th.
I think it's the 6th. All right, we've clarified. It's the 6th of August. If you guys are here in Arizona, you guys know that we've had a fantastic monsoon season. In fact, you picked up some footage this week.
I did. It rained good this week.
Overall, we got about ½ inch again this week, which I think puts us pushing about 3 inches of rain here so far year to date, which is meh.
Good for us.
We could use more, but we're here in the old sorghum patch, and you can see we've got some sorghum that's coming up, probably from seed that dropped last year, and it's doing fantastic. Besides the sorghum, of course, we have more important crops in here, right?
Yes.
What did you get done this week?
I did 5 different seeds. So I did pumpkin, acorn squash, butternut squash, a honey something squash, and spaghetti squash.
So we have some winter squash that's growing here in this area. And what's amazing is you planted that on Tuesday. We're here on Saturday, right?
Yes.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 4 days. And we have a bunch of it coming up.
Yes, I planted, there's 20 different spots that I planted, and all but 2 have at least one of the 3 seeds that I put in there have sprouted.
Wow. So in 4 days, with that monsoon and this moisture in the air, and of course the nice warm weather that we have stuff sprouting here already. One of the things for this week, we actually had to add the standing water baths for the chickens for the first time in what, 2 weeks? It's been a couple weeks? You won't remember.
I've had it in there a couple times, but.
But we've had sub 100 degree temps here really for the last 2, almost 3 weeks with all the monsoon coming through, and the farm's really reacting. We have beautiful new growth. It's just been incredible. Now we also have a few things on some of the trees that we're gonna need to cut off, but we're not gonna cover that today.
Yes.
We won't have time for that today. We have the turkeys that are getting too big for their britches.
Oh my goodness.
Still doing fantastic. We haven't lost one, and we're running out of space in the brooder because we weren't expecting this many.
Yeah, they're packed in there.
They're really packed in tight, so I think we need to get to work this morning. Right at the seat. The door's not fixed. This is a 10 by 10 dog kennel, and it's 6 feet tall. We get these from Tractor Supply. As with everything else, they've gone up quite a bit, but they're a nice, easy to put up, temporary but permanent-ish shelter for some of our animals. This is definitely not going to be big enough for 44 turkeys, which is not what we had planned. So we may need to do a little bit of expansion. What you're also not seeing here is you don't see the rest of our shade protection. We'll be putting a 6-foot tall by 30-foot long piece of shade cloth that'll wrap around 3/4 of this kennel. And then we'll also be replacing that top tarp with a 10 by 10 shade cloth as well. Those we're waiting to get in from Amazon, but it's exactly what we used on our duck and goose enclosure. We'll be doing the same thing here with this, and then moving those turkeys in. We are working on a video for you guys, hopefully for next week. And I'm sitting here listening and I hear this buzzing sound thinking, okay, where's the AC noise? It's not an AC unit. You guys gotta check this thing out behind me. Obviously the weather has driven them out from wherever they were, and the way I understand it is you've got a queen that those guys are protecting and they're trying to find a permanent home. Now, I don't mind that they're here at all. We don't have much in the way of things that need to be pollinated these days. In fact, there's really nothing. But having them here on the farm, giving them a water source, and eventually them finding a home, whether it's here or elsewhere, I'm all for that. So we're just gonna go ahead and leave them alone. We're right next to all of our kumquats. I think I had mentioned earlier when we had that beehive that was basically attached to that apple tree that we didn't have any flowers for those to be feeding on, and I was dead wrong. That is our Miwa kumquat tree. It is completely full of flowers and there are bees all over it. So the nice part about these kumquats, they flower and fruit off and on all year long. So here we are in August and we've got something for all of those bees to chow down on. We've been working on this area here. It's actually where we're gonna be planting our banana tree. In fact, it's doing really, really well. It has some new growth that's sprouting out of the top of the stalk. So we're pretty confident that that tree is gonna make it, at least for now. A couple of the things that we've been planting here, you guys saw us planting the sweet potato up against the fence behind me. That was planted about a month ago or so, and it's doing fantastic. In addition to that one, we have 2 more sweet potatoes that we planted as slips here over the last few weeks. Those have come back from the slips and are also starting to take off really well. Now, another thing that we did not show you is we actually planted some cowpeas and they're right next to me here. All we did was just plant a few seeds into the ground here where we are watering daily in order to establish soil for the banana tree. And these cowpeas are coming in beautifully right next to where we're gonna have that banana planted here shortly. We actually were gifted another tropical tree. If we can get those to take, we may have a little tropical area here after all. I'm sure Lori will be very, very excited to see that. There was a couple things that you took care of this week. The first one was a repair. What'd you do?
Oh, I did. We had some of the drip tape in the garden beds that got some splits or holes in it, and I had to repair those. So we actually got for that little connectors. that I can put them together instead of having to replace the whole thing.
So that was nice, and it worked good.
It worked really good.
Tested it out, and you did those repairs.
Yep, so I did 3 of those.
That was pretty impressive. I didn't have to touch it. It's fantastic. And then we also have more ground squirrels, right?
Oh man, the ground squirrels are just out of control. So we saw some dirt mounding up front by the citrus, so we knew that it was them digging. So I thought it was going to be an easy fix, so I started pulling the wood chips back. Ended up where it was like an entire, side of the ring that they tunneled through.
At some point in time, it may not be as bad, but right now they still cause a lot of damage.
Yeah.
One of the things that's amazing you guys are probably seeing today is just the sheer amount of growth. Having a couple weeks under 100 degrees, having that consistent moisture in the air and fairly consistent rainfall once every week or so has really allowed the farm to take off. So there's a couple things that we're gonna be covering with you guys in our live stream tonight. So if you guys are seeing this, it's probably next week. So that was last week, but we do that on the first Saturday of each month at 3 p.m. Arizona time. Definitely join us there. We answer your guys' questions and bring you guys up to speed and share a few things that we don't hear on the vlogs. And then we're making wine today, right? So got more, we're finally getting some grape wine done, starting with the Syrah.
Yes.
So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established farm in the Arizona desert, but would love to see you on a regular basis. Any questions or comments, those go in the comment section down below. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
So can you.
We're gonna cut that out of the final version. Oh wait, this is live. Okay, yeah, those are gonna definitely be smoothie fruits. I hope the pink ones are better. Goodness, that's horrible. I think that tasted like flowers and feet.
Okay, you got a couple
Sorry.
more questions here.